I think one of the biggest misconceptions people have today is that being alone automatically means being lonely. But I don't think those two things are the same. The difference between loneliness and solitude is simply a matter of choice. Solitude is a choice to seek peace with yourself. Loneliness is a state of being alone that feels imposed upon you by your circumstances. Growing up, I often felt alone. I was an only child. I was an Asian kid growing up in a Western country. I played basketball instead of fitting the image of the stereotypical good student. And for a long time, I felt different. Not necessarily because I was physically alone, but because I felt like I didn't completely belong. Today, I choose solitude much more often. Not because I dislike people, not because I hate connection, but because life is quieter, simpler, more peaceful. But I think people misunderstand why so many of us are lonely. It's not because we lack people. It's because we lack connection. And connection requires vulnerability. We've been taught that showing weakness is self-sabotage, that we should carefully curate an image, always appear strong, always appear successful, always appear confident. But I think it takes far more courage to expose your weaknesses than to hide them. Because vulnerability means allowing people to see who you really are and hoping they stay. I think my approach to relationships has always been simple. I show people who I am right from the beginning. There's no point in wearing a mask. Those who are weathered by life can see through it anyway. And those who aren't can still feel somewhere in their gut that something isn't real. Because people can admire a mask, but they cannot truly connect with one. People don't lack company. They lack connection. And perhaps more importantly, they long to be known. Not admired, known. And I think that's why learning to be alone is so important. Because at the end of the day, you only really have yourself. And if you cannot be your own best friend, how can you expect someone else to fill that role? Finding contentment in yourself is the key for others to find contentment in you. And perhaps that's the great irony. The less desperately you need others to complete you, the more freely you're able to love them. Not because you need something from them, but because you genuinely want to share your life with them. And maybe loneliness itself isn't the enemy. Maybe loneliness is simply an invitation to understand yourself, to embrace yourself, and to make peace with yourself. Because loneliness can become solitude if you embrace your inner self, ultimately leading to profound peace and self-understanding. And maybe that's what we're all searching for. Not endless company, not endless attention, but peace. And perhaps peace begins when we learn to enjoy our own company. Until next time, take care.